Welcome to the Motivational Medium podcast. I'm Anne-Marie Lord, a psychic medium, author, and the founder of the Motivational Medium Academy. On this podcast, we'll explore intriguing topics such as mediumship, psychic abilities, and the amazing idea that we all have intuition within us. Whether you're a believer, skeptic, or somewhere in between, get ready to unlock your extraordinary potential as we discover the supernatural world together. If you want your questions featured on the show, be sure to join my tribe by subscribing to my newsletter at annemarielord.com. Let's go. Hey lovely, welcome to today's podcast. And on today's podcast, I want to talk to you about being psychic. What does it mean to be psychic? Lots of people think that being psychic, which is right, is all about reading for other people, is about seeing what's coming up for other people. So clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience. But what does psychic really mean? So if you think about the word psychic or psyche, all it means is the soul or the mind. So being aware of your mind helps you see things clearly. So this is what being psychic is really all about. It's about you first. So let me try and explain this in a little bit more depth. So think about the psyche, the totality of the human mind, of the soul. So if that means that being psychic or the psyche is all about the mind and the soul, then that actually means that every single one of us is psychic. So how would being psychic or getting in tune with our own psyche help us to make better decisions, help us to make better choices within our career, within our marriages, within our relationships, within our business? It would massively help if we were more aware of ourselves, more in tune with ourselves. So I want to look at turning psychic on yourself first. Okay, so this is about, and people out there who are listening to this, or maybe yourself who are listening to this, you know, you look at, well, I want to learn how to be psychic because I want to read for people or I want to advance my psychic ability. That's all great and well and true. However, if we don't start at the very beginning, which is ourselves, then can we fully progress to being able to read for other people or becoming more aware of the right decisions that we make for not only ourselves, but for our family and our friends? So, as I say, this is about turning psychic on yourself. So let's delve in a little bit. I've wrote a book, as you all know, about the Grateful 3 approach to life. So it's all about the mindset. It's all about how you can bring yourself back into the now, reduce your anxieties, reduce your fears, all kinds of little tips and strategies and techniques that bring you back into the now, into the present day. Now, when you bring yourself back into the present day, that's when you heighten your intuition. That's when you heighten your mind, your soul, your energy connection. So turning psychic on yourself is really all about, let's start at the beginning. If I become more aware of me and of what my surroundings are and who I am, then it'll make me stop worrying as well, because if we bring things from the past or we look into our past, it brings us worry and concern. If we go into the future, it brings us worry and concern. But if we literally ground ourselves within the now, don't get me wrong, there's going to be things that are coming up that you're going to have to think into the future, and you will grab some knowledge from the past. But when it's done with fear, then we really need to try and hone ourselves and ground ourselves right back into the now. So in my book, I talk a little bit about Stop, Twerk and Tequila. Now, there's a funny story behind that. I explain it all in the book. And what it is, it's about actually stopping, bringing yourself back into the now, and then tapping into an emotion that grounds you. So stay with me for a sec. Now, one of the emotions that, or a couple of the emotions that ground you and bring you right back into the now, where you can't think of the past and the future, and the two things, if you're doing them right, are sex and laughter. Just don't get them mixed up. Okay? So if we can't go around laughing all the time, which maybe we could, but we can't go around having sex all the time. Maybe some people can. Okay? But what I'm saying to you is they're the two things, they're the two emotions that are known and studied to bring you back into the now. So what I did when I created Stop Twerk and Tequila was about bringing you back into the now. So literally, can you imagine the synapses or the synaptal connection within the brain of a thought, of a worry? So you're going down a track and next minute you're in total worry and it's something from the past that's affected you that could be coming up in the future. And because we've seen it in the past and it didn't go too right, we're absolutely worried and concerned about it in the future. And we start going into our own mindset. We start absolutely stressing about this. Our body changes. We can actually increase our heart rate just by thought alone, increase our blood pressure by thought alone. And next minute, I want you to say when you feel or you know you're going on that track, I want you to just say stop. So say stop out loud, or if you're in Coles or the supermarket, say stop in your mind. I want you to move a part of your body, because then your brain or the synaptic connection or the thought pattern, what you're going on, will actually stop. So when you say stop, it shocks you into stopping. The brain wants to then know, or the mind wants to then know what's going on. Then you move a part of your body. The mind thinks, okay, we're doing something different. So we've already distracted yourself. Now remember the two emotions. And if you're in the supermarket, definitely not sex isn't on the cards, okay? So if you're in the supermarket, think of something funny. Wherever you are, think of something, one situation that absolutely made you laugh out loud. Laugh like you were right in the core of that feeling right now. Now, I know you're smiling now. You've got a smile on your face because you're actually thinking of that time when you had tears rolling down your face, you had snot coming out your nose. It was hilarious. And I want you to think of that time now, okay? Now try and go back to your thought or your worry. It's impossible. You'll try and go around it and create looser connections within the brain, or in the mind, should I say. But you won't actually be able to go back to that absolutely debilitating worry. You'll get there in the end if you keep practicing to worry. But imagine keeping practicing Stop Twerk and Tequila instead. So stop, move your body, as in twerk, or just move your shoulder or your foot. Doesn't matter, even if it's a gentle, slight motion. Your body or your mind will think, okay, what's going on here? And then laugh, or really feel that happy feeling. If you're on your own or in the kitchen doing something, and you're in the living room, wherever you are, you can apply this technique to anything. And this brings you back into the present moment. Like, I'm at a beautiful age where if people disrupt my thought pattern when I'm mid-flow in conversation, I absolutely can't remember what I was talking about. Okay, guys, who's with me here? I know you're thinking exactly the same thing. Imagine someone's talking to you, or you're in mid-flow about talking about something, and someone stops you and cuts you off. That's why us oldies seem to jump in and cut other people off, because if we don't jump in really quickly, we forget what we're talking about, so we apologise for that, okay? But now you know there's a reason behind it. So imagine we stop that thought pattern, okay? Now, how is this all connected to the psyche or being psychic? Because it's your mind. Your mind is your psyche. Your mind is the responsibility of you being psychic or becoming more aware of your body and your soul and your mind and your energy. So turning psychic on yourself. This is the title of my new program that I'm putting out next year. And it'll give you all the tips and strategies and techniques of how to do this. But I'm so excited about this because imagine the difference that it makes if you become more aware of yourself in your life. The difference that this will make in every area of your life. It's not just about business. It's not just about career. It's not even just about relationships. It can be about health. It can be about every other facet of your life that you can think of. By turning psychic on yourself, you can change this. This is a game changer. Using some strategies and technique. Now, if you're not ready to jump into Stop Twerk and Tequila, one of the simplest ways that I teach even children, I've taught my grandchildren how to do this, is just as soon as you open your eyes of a morning, you're still in that little bit of twilight zone. Soon as you open your eyes of a morning, give thanks for 3 things in your day. 3 things that you can see around you. It could be the walls around you. It could be looking out the window and you could see the garden or the fence or the sky, whatever it is. Give thanks for 3 things. And as you know, if you've read my book, The Grateful 3 Approach to Life, you will know that I talk a lot about changing the RAS system. Now, on these podcasts, I'll go deeper into this, deeper into changing the RAS system, controlling the RAS system, the Reticular Activating System. This is a super tool that you've got in your mindset that help you see what you want to see in everyday life. And it's all about where your energies goes, where your psyche goes, where you focus, you will see more. So if you want to focus on the negative stuff, it's a choice. Focus on it. And that's what you'll see more of in your life. If you want to focus on the positive stuff, focus on that. You will see more of this in your life. Let me tell you something really simple and very, very quick and something to think about. Imagine, if you ever wanted a new car and you've thought of the make and the model of this car, even the colour, and literally you jump in your car and you drive down the road and next minute you see the make, the model and the colour of this car on the road. Was that car there the day before? Of course it was. However, you, my friend, with your emotion of excitement, just activated your RAS system to see more of what you perceive as important through your normal, shall we say, senses. And that's how we can change our psyche to see more of what we want. Now, in another podcast, I'm going to talk to you about the RAS system and seeing more signs. Because lots of people come to see me and say, I never get signs from the spirit world. And once you start seeing them, you see them everywhere. All right, but that's another podcast. So today's podcast is all about turning psychic on yourself. It's all about empowering your mind, your consciousness, your energy, your awareness, whatever it is that you want to talk about or you call it. We've all got it. So effectively, we are all psychic. So let's utilize your psychic on yourself to become aware of more things that will be enhanced within your life. I hope that made sense. So don't forget, if you want to become more psychic, you first need to become more present and take on the Stop Twerk and Tequila or take on the 3 things first thing of a morning to be grateful for. Today, I just wanted to talk to you very, very quickly about financial awareness. Lots of people come to see me for readings, and one of the readings that they come to see me for is about their finances and about, are my finances going to change? How can I increase my finances? One of the things that I want to say to you is looking at what we've just talked about, your psyche, your mind, your turning psychic on yourself, is if you're focusing on lack, then that, my friend, is what you will see more of. If you focus on abundance, you will see more of that. And if you are really, really struggling, look at what you have got, not what you haven't got. This is about putting out there where your energy goes. So there's loads of tips and strategies what I could teach you about how to change your finances. However, the one thing I want to say to you, and there's lots of podcasts out there on how to change your finances, really good podcasts, but mine isn't about changing your finances. Mine is about changing your awareness or your thought pattern or your energy around your finances. So that's where turning psychic on yourself is different. Once you fix this, well, it's not broken, But it's once you become more aware of where your energy needs to go, then things will change, not just around finances, but as I say, around everything, business, career, relationships. This is about bringing it back down to you. You can have anything you want if you turn psychic on yourself first. Okay? So I just wanted to make you a little aware of that. So if you are struggling with your finances, or you are struggling with abundance, or you never seem to have money, or money never stays within your hands, then think about, where does my energy always go? Am I always focused on lack, or am I always focused on abundance? Am I always focusing on fear around money, or am I always focusing on gratitude? Okay, I've loved having you here with me today, and thanks again for joining me. Talk to you soon. Have a great day. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this show. It's important to note that while I'm here to inspire, encourage and guide you, I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist or a doctor. Join me again in 2 weeks for more captivating revelations on the supernatural. Remember to be in with a chance to have your questions answered on the podcast. Subscribe to my newsletter at amarylord.com. Stay in the tribe to vibe. I appreciate you guys. See you next time.